The first stage that I talked about was the islands. As you can remember in my small animation downstairs in the presentation, I showed you that first this Puma organization, Boskalis and Van Noord, made these islands. Well, this is a part of the RWG terminal here, and this is the APM terminal that we are building right here. So this was the beginning. In the beginning of 2010, we had this picture like this. So we connected these islands all together, and as you have seen in my aerial pictures, at this moment we are trying to connect here. So we are working here, and we have to make this part still. This is not constructed right now. Well, as you can see, there is still a gap, a hole, in the whole Maasvlakte 2 construction. That's of course for letting the ships in from the sea, which are taking the sand from the sea. These can enter through this gap and then spray the sand or bring the sand on the place where it's needed. Well, in the second stage, or the third that I'm showing, now the quay walls in this terminal, they are constructed, as you can see. So the RWG terminal is practically ready for use. And then comes the moment that we have to close the gap here. Well, we can only close the gap if all the infrastructure is ready. So we have to make the infrastructure around, because all the roads and the railroads and the biking roads will be made on the outskirts of the Maasvlakte. So the infrastructure from here to here has to be made, and from here to the other land over here, because here was this Euromax terminal. We have 2 weeks time to close the gap. We have to be really quick, because otherwise we would have a lake. And when we are closing the gap, we have to open the Yangtze harbor for letting the small ships in, and we are doing that like this. So when we close the gap on the outskirts here, we will immediately open here, so that these suction hopper dredgers can still come in and, if needed, can put sand somewhere in the terminal or bring something that's needed, also for the other transport. But this is not big enough for these huge container ships that I talked about, because in the final stage we have to do it like this. This is 600 meters wide, as I told you, so this will be the moment that the container ships can enter to the RWG terminal. As you can see in my animation, it says 2015, so that's not okay, because the year that it will be done will be in 2013. So in 3 years this terminal will be ready for use and the container ships can enter. I'm sorry, I already started, but this is the first stage. So what is important?